Welcome to an afternoon of good times, the National Public Housing Museum's first annual award ceremony and fundraiser. The rich history of public housing is being celebrated by the stories being told, their stories, by the people who lived, loved, and longed to create a better life for themselves. A life of promise, a life of new riches, untold riveting stories of their public housing experience. In their voices you hear pride, not shame. You hear struggle, not failure. You hear the truth.
The mission of the National Public Housing Museum and Education Center is to interpret, preserve, and reveal the American experience in public housing.
We are here to listen and to learn about those whose lives have been contained, whose stories are to be told, because we are truly the sum of our stories. From the jailhouse to the frat house, we are public housing. From the shot caller to the Celtics bowler, we are public housing. From sister girl who's struggling still to good times, come on JJ, Thelma, we are public housing.
Guests experienced through the stories of those who knew best that public housing was just a starting place.
As I was just hearing now about community and family, and the values are simple, that we all should, get a good education. We want all of our kids to have a good education, because then we work hard and then we give back to the community.
The National Public Housing Museum provides the chance for me to not want to walk away and to not want to run away from where I am and who I've become.
The 12 honorees share their memories of the good times they experienced along the way as they cultivated a path out of their neighborhoods into the world of business, as told by Anthony Basili and Dick Portillo. Religion through the voices of John Hanna and Marshall Hatch. Public service as expressed by Devera Beverly, Hallie Amy, Sonny Fisher, and Louis Jordan. Government, it's Maddie Hunter. Journalism, it's Ellis Coase. Professional sports, Tony Allen. And entertainment, Bernadette Stannis.
We know you were called into the vice principal's office.
It just kind of slipped out, Thelma.
Slipped out? With your mouth, it's an avalanche. Well, for your information, Toothpick, I was called in so they can tell me I have a good chance for a scholarship. Hey!
A scholarship! Hey, that's great, baby girl!
And because my father was from the West Indies, he really realized how important education was. And he said, with education, you can go anywhere. And with determination, you can do anything you want to do. And he always told us that what's around you does not have to be in you.
Public housing and living in the projects can be no joke, for real. You can make it if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, we were poor, but so was everybody else in the block, so we didn't know the difference. But one thing that we did know is that there was a great family closeness.
Our stories consist of striving for strong communities, education, support for our children, working hard, families and friends.
My story of growing up in public housing is different than what people typically understand about public housing residents. When I was a baby, my mother died, and my father raised 6 of us in a nice, comfortable, decent, clean apartment in Brooks' home. We call it Robert Brooks' home. We lived there as a family and exist as a community.
We moved from the South Bronx and we had to make our way north. And for a lot of people who came from the South to the North, it's about the same kind of journey, even though it was only across a borough. Very different part. We came from a 2-flat that was pretty old, had a lot of mice, very dark. And the projects were light. That's what my memory is. Light, more spacious, and the refrigerator had a freezing compartment. And that really impressed my 4-year-old self.
The National Public Housing Museum is a project designed to preserve the rich history of public housing, Making Walls Talk. Every dollar donated brings this $13 million institution closer to becoming a reality. The National Public Housing Museum will be located in Chicago, Illinois, at 1322 West Taylor Street, in the last remaining building of the Jane Addams homes. The museum is a national experience. Donate today to preserve the true stories of our rich history.